Hello friends, welcome to another video lecture of data structure subject. In this video lecture we are going to learn about queue. In previous video lecture we have learned about simple queue. In this video we are going to learn about circular queue, double-ended queue and priority queues. So let's start with our simple queue. So in our simple queue, if we have entered value 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, then in that case our queue will be full. If we remove our 10, 20 and 30, then after our queue will be full. Why? Because our condition says if rear is equal max minus 1, so queue is full. So in this case here you can see our rear is at max minus 1, or we can say size minus 1, so queue is full, but our 10, 20 and 30 are already deleted. So in that case these three spaces are free, but we cannot add any values in this queue. Why? Because this condition says our queue is full. So for this advantage we have to prepare, or we have to make a circular queue. That circular queue looks like this. This is the front of our queue and this is the rear of our queue. If we add any item, so it will be added here. Again if we add any item, then it will be added here. Again if we add item, then it will be added here. Then our queue will be full. If we add 6 here, if we add 8 here, and if we add 9 here, so in that case our queue will be full. But if we delete this 10, if we delete this 20, then we can add different numbers on these spaces also. So this is the benefit over simple queue of circular queue. We can add our number on this 0 position and on this 1 position again. So this is the benefit of our circular queue. So for the circular queue we have to know what is the condition of making front and rear. So there is a formula which has to be applied for setting the front and rear pointers. For a circular queue, our rear will be rear plus 1 modular size, and front will be front plus 1 modular size. So by these formulas we will increase our front and rear. Okay. So for the rear, in previous queue we were doing that rear is equal to rear plus 1 only. But for the circular we have to set our rear is equal to rear plus 1 modular its size. So if our rear at 4, then our rear 4 plus 1 modular 5, then is equal to 0. Means we can add our numbers on this 0th index again. Okay. So this is the setting front and rear in circular queue. Queue full condition in circular queue is different than our simple queue. So in this function you can see that if front is equal rear plus 1 modular size, how it is came that we have understood by this example. So if front is equal rear plus 1 modular size, then return 1, means it is full. Otherwise our queue will be not full. We can add elements in it, means we can enqueue our elements in it. Our enqueue and dequeue operation will be the same as our simple queue. Okay. So our next topic is priority queue. So priority queue is a data structure having a collection of elements which are associated with the specific ordering. Mean to say, priority queue is the queue in which we can sort our data by ascending or descending orders. So it will have two types. First one is ascending priority queue and second one is descending priority queue. So first, ascending priority queue. It is a collection of items in which the item can be inserted arbitrarily, but only smallest element can be removed. Okay, so in ascending priority queue, we can add data in sorting manner, but we can delete data from the front only, and it will be the smallest element of that queue. Okay, so that is our second, descending priority queue. So descending priority queue, which item can be inserted arbitrarily but only largest element can be removed. So it will be stored in our totally reverse of ascending, and we have to remove the maximum number of data from the queue. Okay, so there are different functions, or we can say operations, of priority queue. First is insertion operation, second is deletion, and third is display operation. So first is insertion operation. So this is our queue. We have element 9 and 12. If we want to insert element 8, then we have to know that ascending order is applicable on this ascending priority queue. So our number must be in order, that means our 8 will be here, and after that our 9 and 12. Okay, so 8 will be inserted here only. Next, if we want to 11, if we want to add 11, then 11 is large than 9 but small than 12, so its position will be here. So this is the insertion of ascending orders priority queue. Okay, so this is the code for insertion operation of priority queue. Okay, now our second operation, that is deletion operation. In the deletion operation, we are simply removing the element at the front. Okay, so if we delete 8, then if we want to add 10, then we will add 10 into between 9 and 11, and if we want to delete, then we will delete this 9 again. So this is the insertion and deletion operation in priority queue. Okay, so this is the operation of deletion. You can check it. Now next topic is double-ended queue. In linear queue, the usual practice is for insertion of elements we use one end called rear, and for deletion element we use another end called as front. Means we have studied that we can add item at rear only and we can remove item from the front only. But in double-ended queue, we can make use of both the ends for insertion and deletion. Means we can delete from the front and rear, and we can add items at front and rear. Okay, so that's mean it is possible to insert the element by rear as well as front. Similarly, it is possible to delete the element from the front as well as from rear. So this is the double-ended queue. Here we can insert by front end, we can delete by front end, we can insert by rear end, and we can delete by rear end. Okay, in double-ended queue we will have different queues. We have first queue is input restricted queue. In input restricted queue, if we have double-ended queue, in that double-ended queue our output means we can delete from the both ends, but we cannot insert element at the both end. So it is a input restricted queue. Means you can insert item from any one end only, but you can delete item from the both end. Opposite of input restricted queue, that is output restricted queue. In output restricted queue, we can insert item at the both end, but we cannot remove item from the both end. We can only remove item from the one end only. So that is the output restricted queue. WQ can also be used for undo and redo. That you already know. We can do undo from the control Z, and we can redo from the control Y. Okay, so this is the additive of double-ended queue. Main the operations of double-ended queue are create, insert, delete, insert from front, delete from rear, okay, and display. So these 6 operations are of double-ended queue. Okay, now the application of queue. So this is a job scheduling algorithm. That is the application of queue. You can go from the block to ready and again running, and also you can go from the running to block and ready. So that is the application that you will learn in next semesters. Okay, so this is it for queue. If you like this video, then like, comment and subscribe. Also share it with your friends. Thank you, students.